Hey, this is Margarita from Edge of Paradise, and you are listening to Heavy Mental Breakdown.
Margarita, thank you so much. You're all the way in space, but you made it here to the interview. I appreciate it. How's the Wi-Fi up there treating you?
It's actually, yeah, it's not too bad. It's in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so you're rocking out of LA. How is LA treating Edge of Paradise? How you liking it out there?
Yeah, minus the traffic, sitting on those flying cars. But other than that,
Yeah.
we got the weather. So,
Yeah. How long have you been in LA for?
oh man, over 10 years.
Oh, okay. Where are you from originally?
Well, I kind of zigzagged a lot around the world. I was born in Armenia, then I grew up in Moscow, and then
Hmm.
when I was 11, we moved to Houston, Texas. Then I went to college in New York City, and
Oh,
then I
wow. So you're well traveled and you're multi-country versed, and that's awesome.
can't sit still.
Can't sit still. Exactly. I love it. I mean, I'm from San Jose, the Bay Area in California, and I moved to LA. I was in LA for a little over 10 years. And then I went to Chicago, and then now I'm in New York. So I kind of get it. I plan on my wife and I are going to be moving out to the UK, hopefully next year. So I get it. I get it. I love seeing new places. Um, yeah, I'm the same way though. I don't like to stay in one place for too long. So for anybody who doesn't know who Edge of Paradise is, what is a little bit of a history of the band and how long have you guys been going for?
Yeah, so we've been going for a while. I guess the band, as people kind of know it now, really started in 2018, I would say, when we released our album Universe. Well, it came out in 2019, and then we did our first full-on European tour, and then we just during COVID, we really wrote our album The Unknown, which kind of really defined our sound. And after COVID, we just started touring a lot. We did like 5 US tours, European
Mm.
tours. We went to Japan.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, we've been busy since then. But the band started a little bit before when I met guitarist Dave Bates, and we come from really different backgrounds. He is more of like a rock metal guy, and I came from like classical piano and theater and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we kind of intertwined our styles, but we were both really passionate about creating something that we could take it as far as we could go, just put everything into it because we both really love music and creating. And now with the band, I kind of intertwine all the things I love, like film and art.
Oh
So
cool.
we are sort of a cinematic rock band,
Yeah. Yeah,
multi.
I love it. I'm a big film nerd and I love orchestras and all the background music and just like it just makes it feel bigger than life. It just really kind of brings the mood up in a very cinematic way, like you said. That's very cool. That's cool. So why Edge of Paradise? Why did you guys name your band that?
Well, actually, living in Los Angeles had kind of inspired the name. You live on the edge, one wrong move, you're right off the edge of there.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Yeah, LA is a different kind of universe, isn't it?
Kind of like a false paradise facade.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I get it. I get it. I was there for a minute too. But I love that you said that the Unknown album was I think you said career defining moment for you guys.
I think, yeah, it was, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome because one of the things that I discuss on this show a lot is 2020 and how a lot of bands they took that time to kind of reflect on their music and how they wanted to approach it after lockdown. What do they want to put in this world, when it was so crazy and no one knew what was going on. It's like what kind of art do we and should we put out going forward? Um, do you feel that COVID um was like the primary reason that you kind of found yourselves in that way?
I don't know. I think it's hard to say that reason because, like, we've been, writing and putting music out before that. And we've always been the band that, once we get knocked down, we really figure out how to move forward and try to find silver lining and try to grow from it. So when COVID came around, it was a really difficult time because we were just getting going. Like, we got a
Yeah.
great booking agent. We had all these tours lined up. We just got off of our European tour with Sonata Arctica.
The
So
album just recently came out, around that time.
yeah,
Ugh.
and so we were like ready to take over the world,
Yeah.
and everything was shut down. So we were like, well, we didn't want to just sit and do nothing. And it was kind of an uncertain time. And it was worrying because, people were also, the whole thing with, people were getting sick and, you miss your relatives, you can't go see them. So it was a lot of that going on. But, what we could do is write music. So
Yeah.
we spent the whole time at the studio with Mike Plotnikov. Um, and it was pretty much the only time out of our career being a band that we got to focus entirely on the album for that long
Mm.
of a time.
Yeah.
Shut everything off and focus on what we could control, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
That's great. You guys kind of just took control of the situation and did your thing anyway. You're like, if we're gonna have to um what was that word? What was it called? When you had to stay in a bubble with someone. I forget, there was a term for that. I'm blanking on it right now, but like if you're gonna do that, what better people than a band and making art during a wild time. So that's awesome. Um So you guys have been busy since 2019. It looks like you guys have an album out that comes out every 2 years. You had Universe in 2019, The Unknown in 2021, Hologram 2023, and Prophecy just last year. How is your latest release? How is Prophecy going for you guys? How are the fans reacting to it?
It's really good. Prophecy, um, our sound evolved a little bit with this album. I feel like so every album has a concept behind it. And
Mm.
the next album builds on the storyline. And we have a graphic novel that's kind of based on hologram, but it really encapsulates themes of every album. So with each
Mm.
album, the story grows, and Prophecy is kind of the pinnacle of where, the human consciousness, like, I started talking about AI with our album Universe, but and then I with every album I kind of like painted these scenarios and explored different themes and what could possibly happen, good or bad.
Yeah.
Always left it up to the listener to decide how they feel about it, and then with Prophecy, I kind of took a stance for humanity. So it's the ultimate sort of standoff
Mm.
uh, to fight for our spirits and what makes us human. And I mean, there's a lot more to that, but
Yeah, so with your background, kind of more classical music, what made you want to join a metal rock band? What made you kind of want to combine these two worlds together?
well, it's Dave's fault, honestly. It was a
Dave's
long
fault.
decision. Yeah, I think it kind of naturally evolved that way because Um, like I never, I like, okay, so one of my favorite things I heard was a rendition of Led Zeppelin's Kashmir done with an orchestra. So when I heard that, I
Mm.
was like, wow, that's really cool. And it's kind of like when I started really listening to rock, and then I
Okay.
into Symphony X, strangely enough, was like my first really like metal progressive band I've heard.
Very cool.
Porn, I had my Marilyn Manson phase,
Yeah.
those, I went through all of that. So
Cool.
I went through all of that in college, but like not in a million years did I think I would be in a band per se.
Yeah, a rock band. Now look at you. You guys are about to start a tour coming up here. Looks like you guys start well, you have one. Yeah, you have quite a bit.
Oh, but the tour starts in May.
Yeah, tour starts in May. And you're hitting up quite a few places. Tell us a little bit about this tour. What's this run looking like for you?
Well, we always love to. So in April, we have a show in Canada. So we've always hit the east side of Canada. So it's our first time going west. So we're going to Vancouver for
Oh.
Hyperspace Festival. And then
Mm.
we're back in Europe, which we always love touring Europe. This time it's mainly Germany. Um,
Cool. I love Germany.
France shows, some UK shows, one show in Switzerland, and then we're just announcing a Belgium show as well. So,
That's
yeah,
so cool.
Europe.
I love that you also combine your love for travel and seeing new places within your band. So it's like, I want to go to this place. Let's do a tour here. Let's play a show throughout here because I want to go to this next place and check it out. It's a great way to tour. It's a great way to see the world.
It's not as easy as you say it is. I mean, ideally that would be cool. Like when we, hopefully we keep getting bigger to the point where we're able to kind of call our own shots. Right now, there's a lot of places we
Mm,
still want to reach, but kind
sure.
of at the mercy of, whatever our team is booking us and where we're going.
You'll get there.
One
You'll
day,
get to all those places. Yeah, and so we are here because of a track called Martyr Monster. And you recently put out an instrumental single of that song. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the track? Just like kind of surface level. What is this? What does this song mean? And what does it mean to you?
yeah, well, the reason I also picked it is we just recently released a music video for it as well. That it's a really cool video. We went this crazy location that doesn't look like Earth. So if you guys want to check it out, it's pretty cool. But the song itself, there's a lot to talk about there, but ultimately it's about kind of a matter of perception of how you're perceived by others and what truly means to you.
Mm,
To some people, you are a monster, but to others, you're a martyr. But main thing is, to do what feels right to you, because
mm,
no matter what you do, there's always going to be some perception that um, you know going to find some fault in what you're doing. So as long as you're true to yourself, um,
mm.
I think that's kind of the main message of the song.
I love that. I love that. And the whole martyr and monster thing. It's almost kind of like a to me, I like to do things internally, and I'm like, okay, what could this mean to me? And when I hear martyr and monster, it just seems like two different sides of one person.
Yeah, yeah, we all have it inside of us, right?
Yeah. It's like, do I want to be this me right now, or do I want to go this route? Sometimes you have to be a martyr, but sometimes you also have to be a monster.
Yeah,
Especially in the arts, and when you're trying to put yourself out there, you got to go a
well,
little crazy with it
a
sometimes.
little bit of me actually going through that at the time of writing the song, because this was the first song that we wrote for Prophecy. And we were going through a very difficult time because we were switching labels. We had quite a bad situation happen with our previous label, and
Hmm.
we're almost at a point of giving up. And I had to make
Hmm.
some decisions that, might have not, because I feel like I'm always, I don't want to say people pleaser, but I really want to do something that works for everybody.
Yeah.
And that didn't really get me in the band overall. Like, you trust people, you kind of, do your best, but sometimes people don't have the best intentions.
Yeah.
So this kind of the song was to remind me that sometimes you got to bring out that monster a little bit
Yeah.
to be a
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah. 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 I like that. I like that. Sometimes you got to be a monster. I love it. Monster's not always a bad term. I guess it just depends on how you view the word.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. This is Edge of Paradise, their newest single, Martyr Monster. Music video is out now. Just got released. Go check it. Go stream it. But for now, let's break this track down. Wow. Okay. I got questions. I have thoughts and I got questions. I walk through all your lies and watch you fall apart. Living in a cruel world, dreaming of love and pain. You dragged me.
Interject there. So the lyrics, because that last two words, I said it in Russian, and it's actually, I don't know why I translated wrong, but it's dreaming of a new world, not of,
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
Dreaming of a new world then. You drag me through the shame of broken hopes. You make me cold, but I'm not on my knees. That's the first verse. I'm gonna take you somewhere down my journey a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you where this track takes me. Whenever I hear a track, um, I always try to see if I can use it as an internal motivational track because that's just the kind of stuff I like to listen to these days. I used to be obsessed with listening to sad music and angry music to feel those emotions. But now the last like year or so, I really enjoy listening to music that I can listen to, and it like motivates me, and it kind of puts me back in a bad spot where I was at, but how I kind of saw myself go through it. So I was in a really bad marriage a couple of years, well, about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was really bad. I started to lose myself in it. And we weren't really being honest with each other anymore. Like every day was just kind of like it was rough. It was rough. I walk through all your lies and watch you fall apart, living in a cruel world, dreaming of love and pain. You drag me through the shame of broken. No, no, no. Dreaming of a new world. Sorry. You drag me through the shame of broken hopes. You make me cold, but I'm not on my knees. I One of the things that happened to me that kind of put me in a weird mental place after our divorce, even though it went kind of really bad, I watched her throughout our relationship kind of fall apart and lose herself a little bit. And there was a little part of me that felt really bad about that. And I'm like, you know what? Even though this didn't work out, I wish you're able to kind of find yourself again. And living in a cruel world, you know, I get that. It's not, the best place sometimes. You drag me dreaming of a new world. Like I want this world back. I wanted us to get back to a good place of love, but there was pain there. But love and pain comes with a relationship, so there's both. But for us, it kind of just felt like there was always just the pain part.
I'm sorry about that. That's really tough.
Yeah. You dragged me through the shame of broken hopes. I was so hopeful for a life of just marriage and kids and the whole thing, and overnight it changed. You make me cold. I was very cold. And I was living in Chicago where it was really cold at the time too. But I'm not on my knees. I didn't give in to this. I didn't let this make me fall. That's what I take from the first verse. Where was your mindset at when you were going through this first verse with yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely apply to relationships, and I've experienced that as well. Not exactly like you, of course, but in my own way. But at
Hmm.
the time, it was more about the situation with realizing, working in the music industry and just people
Mm.
that sometimes promise you a lot of things and pretend like they really care, but it's
That's
just
LA. That's LA for you though.
you would think, but been in LA.
Yeah. Ugh. The whole industry though. I mean the whole industry, no matter where you're at, there's a lot of that.
But it's not just in this industry too. I guess it's just kind of sometimes that this stuff can happen.
Yeah.
Life is also about choices and about how you react to, because you don't want to be defined but by what is happening to you. You want to be able to make choices that you sort of still can come out um, on the other side of it.
Right. And that's why I like the last part of that verse where it says, but I'm not on my knees.
Yeah, I'm not on my knees.
Yeah. I have not fallen. I am still standing tall.
Yeah,
And then you go into that course. I'll be the monster to be your martyr. Is that right? Or is this chorus written right? Okay, cool. I'll be the monster to be your martyr. I mean, I'll be the monster to be your martyr. I'm going to I'm going to become this other person because I feel it takes a different person to get us out of this, and I'm going to save us. I'm going to save this situation, no matter what it might be, whether it's a hard route, an easy route, whatever it is. I'm going to become this person so I can take us from here to here,
yeah.
somewhere else.
I felt a lot of pressure and responsibility because, there's other people involved, and I didn't really want to let people down. And I think, like in relationships too, even though maybe you're having problems with each other, but in a way, you don't want to let each other down. So you kind of have to make the hard decision and be viewed as a monster by the other
Mhm.
party, but ultimately you kind of, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you are kind of being a martyr.
Yeah.
It's just you at the moment you're not viewed that way.
Mm. Yeah. I'll take the fall for you. Give it to me. I'll take care of it because when I have to become that monster, I'll be able to handle it. I don't know. All right, let's listen to the next verse. Let's keep rocking out.
You may be the enemy, but I am the savior, and I can be hated. You're not my creator, so take your carnage. I'll spare you remorse. You keep your conscience and leave me. I'll be the monster to be your martyr. I'll be the monster. I'll take the fall for you. I'll be the monster you created. I'm the monster you created. I'll be the monster. I'll take the fall for you.
All right. I feel like it's about to get pretty heavy, so I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off a minute. We're gonna go back to some of these lyrics. You know what's funny? Let's go back. Wait, where we go? Okay, you make me the enemy, but I am the savior, and I can be hated. You're not my creator. I have I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about this, but there has been something I've been hearing a lot, and I don't know if how am I going to word this? Um, I don't know where I stand with religion right now. I'm in kind of a very weird place with it. I was really religious growing up, and then I lost that after the death of my grandmother. I lost it for a very long time, but I'm kind of trying to find it again. Um, you make me the enemy, but I am the savior, and I can be hated. You're not my creator. It almost feels like sometimes religion makes there's a bad kind of rep sometimes where people if they're like, "Oh, you're a religious person or you follow this religion and this belief, I can't connect with you or I don't understand you or I can't connect because I have a different view of life." And it's almost like we view each other as enemies or we review religion as an enemy. It's just something that we don't want to be a part of. Because I know, like, when I lost it, I'm just like, I'm going to be against everything that this is. And that wasn't the best mindset to have, but I was a teenager at the time and it was weird. But, um, yeah, I sometimes I feel that, like, when someone expresses their religious beliefs, they're kind of looked at a little bit differently in an enemy. Um, and I can be hated, but that doesn't matter because you didn't create me. Is this kind of like a religious, spiritual kind of verse here?
So, I
No.
when I was writing it, it didn't come from that, but I think because I am a spiritual person, I believe in the
Mm.
creator. I grew up like we went to church, but religion was never imposed on me, and I have no like I think the unfortunate thing about humanity is we tend to um take something that has potential to be really good and turn it into something manipulative. Like, religion
Mm.
obviously caused a lot of deaths, historically, it was used to control people. So there's a lot of that, but, there's also a lot of good. It gives people hope. It gives people, meaning. It's morals, a lot of good comes from that. And
Mhm.
I think there's a lot that we don't know that maybe really
Yeah.
prove that there is a creator, that there is more to our physical existence. And, we're just, nobody shares that information with us. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, but I'm definitely spiritual. So I guess, when I was writing the words, I do believe there's a creator, but this kind of refers to, not let the people, not let the idea what people think about you define what your actions.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you really worry about, what is someone gonna think of what I'm doing or this or that, it can really steer you off to a bad path.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that, but that's thank you for sharing, your journey. And I mean, I a lot of religions, and I think it's also really fascinating if you really study different religions.
Yeah. I was
Um,
really into Buddhism for a while. I'm a very spiritual person as well. Like I love meditation and um, astrology and all of it. I love it all.
yeah, yeah, it's fascinating.
I can be hated. You're not my creator. It's also there. It can almost be somebody who has pulled themselves out of a bad situation where like for me for example, like I was down for a very long time. Um and I was the one who kind of pulled me out of it. I'm like, there's no one's going to help me until I can kind of take control of this and want to be helped and want to get over it. So I did a lot of steps in my kind of mental journey to get where I was. And then once I was kind of at a place where I was feeling good again, I was like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm strong. You can say whatever you want. I know what I've been through. So you can hate my journey. I could be hated for the things that I have achieved, but it doesn't matter because like you don't know what I've been through to even get here. You're
Yeah,
not my creator. You did nothing for me. I'm not even going to listen to you. Mm,
yeah, and ultimately, you're pretty much the only one who can pull yourself out of a situation. Sometimes you can try to help people and try to do something you feel like will help, but ultimately it has to be their decision to accept the help, you know?
absolutely. Yeah, you can't help someone if they don't want the help, especially yourself. So take your carnage. I'll spare you remorse. That reminds me exactly what I just said a little while ago. You can leave. Take your stuff, whatever. Leave behind this wreckage that you've left behind. But you know what? Like I'm gonna feel bad for you a little bit. Give you a little remorse there. You keep your conscience and leave me. This is something that you're gonna have to live with. So
Yeah.
I would rather be left by myself with just me than have to live with the conscience of like knowing what I did to somebody else. And then you just go back into I'll be the monster. I love it. I felt like I had to become a monster to get myself out of that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I hear monster and this whole thing too, it kind of takes me to Frankenstein a little bit.
Ah,
Like he was created and everybody saw him as like this monster um but they weren't his creator, they weren't his savior. Uh you make me cold, but I'm no. You drag me through the shame of broken living in a cruel world. I'm just like this totally is like a Frankenstein mindset or just somebody being, created in an atmosphere that they maybe wasn't for them. A lot of different ways
yeah.
to look at these lyrics here. I like it a lot. What's your background in songwriting or just writing in general?
I don't really have a background other than the band, but I
Okay.
used to read a lot. I was in theater. I mean, I like to write. Like, I mean, I really like to tell stories and to kind of put myself into these larger than life stories. I've always been the one to try to kind of escape reality and live a dream in a way. Whatever, like it's
Yeah.
when I was in college, I studied theater, and one of the things they were teaching us was daydreaming or like almost like lucid dreaming. And a lot of
Mm.
people never do that. And I've done that like every single day of my life. So yeah, I can't believe you guys, like, to me, it was so normal, you know.
Yeah.
So
Huh. I've never experienced that. What's that like? What's that like for you?
I don't know. I would just be like walking down the street and I just kind of imagine like I'm in this totally different world or something
Yeah.
happening, or just almost like you're running a parallel dimension of like parallel life next to yours, you know?
Maybe you are living like real world stuff. There are other realities that we live through that we don't experience and see. And I was meditating one time, and I had an astral projection experience. I completely just like left my body, and I was somewhere else completely. It was it was wild. It was so wild. So I get a little bit of that, but that's wild. There are definitely other dimensions that we don't know about.
Read about the Gateway experiment. It's on the CIA website. It's like declassified files. It's very interesting.
The gateway. Wait, what'd you call it? The gateway what?
Gateway project or Gateway tapes.
Huh.
It's basically they were trying to train agents how to astral project, you know, to spy on people, and they're just doing a lot of mind experiments. So it's almost like a form of meditation, but it like puts you in the state where your brain basically becomes laser focused, and you can leave your body. You can like see the future pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's very
Wow.
fascinating.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look into that. That's very interesting. I love listening and to stuff like that or watching stuff like that. It's very cool. There is so much we don't know, and that's what this song's about. I love it. All right, well, let's keep listening to it. I would say since there's not too many new lyrics, let's write this track out and we'll chat for a bit afterwards. And I felt like there was some heaviness coming, so I had to prepare myself for that too. So, all right.
I'll take the fall for I'll be the monster to be your rider. I'll be the monster. Will it be enough for you? I'm the monster you created. I'm the monster you created. Monster. Will it be enough for you? Am I enough for you? Am I enough for you?
Well, that was Martyr Monster by Edge of Paradise. I That was a track. I really enjoyed that one a lot.
Thank you.
And I like how the lyrics kind of shifted there to like a first person instead of like talking to somebody else. It became kind of like a I surrender.
Yeah.
I'll be the no. Will I be enough? I'm the monster you created. Will I be enough? It kind of seems like there was a flip there where you kind of put it on yourself, like, oh, like I'm owning this. Like, if you want to call me a monster, cool. That's what I am. Cool. But will I be enough? And when it says monster, will I be enough for you? It's like you're talking to yourself. Like, am I going to be able to pull us out of this? Can I become this other worldly spiritual creature that just pulls us out of this, puts us in a different a different mindset.
Yeah, I actually like how you said it. I think subconsciously it was that like kind of will I be enough for myself?
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, I think we're our own biggest critics.
yeah.
Um, and we are also, mm, we are the ones that we have to live with our actions. So ultimately, it is sort of we are the judge of our our existence in a way.
Yeah.
But it can also be interpreted, my enough for you, whether, if it's a relationship for the other person, like how far do I need to go to be enough for you?
Mm.
So, yeah, I think when I was writing, it was kind of from multiple perspectives.
Yeah. Yeah, I took that very personally because when I was going through my stuff, I remember I used to ask myself, am I going to be able to get through this? Like, what is this? What is this journey ahead of me? Am I going to be able to handle this, especially alone now? So, monster, me, this person who's kind of broken right now,
You
will
know?
I be enough for, well, am I enough for myself?
Yeah, yeah. There's this theory that's kind of interesting. I mean, there's
Mm,
endless theories, right? But I read about a lot about this one where it's kind of like before you enter this reality or this lifetime, whatever you want to call it, you sort of plan out your life, like you accept whatever you're gonna go through. Maybe because you live like multiple or endless lifetimes, so we if something really bad is happening, maybe we want to go through it or whatever it may be. I mean, you can't really justify like horrible things happening to kids, but maybe if you're looking at like a picture of endless lifetimes, it's you kind of sacrifice your lifetime at that point to teach a lesson maybe to someone else. So it's almost like you have this
mm.
whole family, right? And then you make these contracts with each other. Crazy thing. But the point I'm trying to make is that kind of helps you remember that no matter what life throws your way, if you have that sort of idea that maybe you had some sort of a say in accepting what is happening to it because you are able to go through it. So I don't know,
Mm.
something.
I like that you used the word accepting because there's another part in the ending here that I surrender to the shadows. I accept what's happening. I'm surrendering to this moment, and even though it's kind of an unknown, I'm trying to go with it. I'm going to surrender to whatever's happening right now, and I'm going to trust that something good's going to come out of this, and there was a reason why this needed to happen.
Yeah, there's always a reason, I think.
Yeah. And my reason was I had I had went through an entire year by myself and trying to find myself and find my own monster, and then I realized I'm like, you know what? I think I need to get out of this city. I need to get out of because I just felt like there was always this black cloud kind of hanging around me, and so I moved to New York. And the very first weekend that I was here. The very first weekend that I moved, I went on a date with the greatest person I've ever met in my life, and we've married since. And so I'm like, I had one really bad experience, but this has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. So it's wild how this stuff works out
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's wild. Well, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. And that's why like I'm at a place now where I can talk about it because I'm just like I'm so over it and I'm really happy that it happened. But that journey that it took me through was not easy. And whenever I hear songs like these, I'm like, oh, it could just take me back to a moment where I was just fighting for everything.
Yeah, and it also kind of teaches you that uh, how much power can you give to the other person to really make you go down a certain path,
Yeah.
um, which is interesting. Sometimes like I have also a lot of friends that kind of accept really bad situations and they don't have to. Like, what is it that
Yeah.
them there to really accept what they're going through?
Fear of the unknown.
Definitely fear is part of it.
Yeah.
Fear of something, for sure.
Yeah. Fear of, can I do this by myself? Will I be able to get through this? Do I have the strength to do this? Am I going to find that inner monster to do
Not
this?
to go through this life alone, that's for sure. I don't know. Most people, I think, don't want to be alone.
Yeah. It's tough to be alone. Um, well, I really love this track. I think it's a to me this is a very motivational track to get your mindset right. Like if I'm ever at a place where I'm feeling down and I don't think that I can get through something, this is the kind of track that I would put on. It'd be like, "Oh, get that inner monster. Let's fight back. Am I enough for you? Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I'm answering your question. Am I enough? Yes. I'm gonna put this song on and remember that.
that's cool. Next time I post this song, I'm gonna say motivational for your motivation.
Exactly. No, you should. Absolutely, you should. It is. It is. It's a total motivational track. Watch you fall, living in a dream. Yeah. No, this is a fun one. Um, how was the so I know that the album's doing pretty well for you guys, but what about this track specifically? How is this one doing for you? How is the audience taking this one?
Yeah, it's doing well. I think when people hear it, they respond well, and I always want to make songs that evoke some sort of emotion and have a positive impact on someone. So,
Well, this
uh,
one definitely did that.
yeah, well, thank
You
you.
nailed it.
Uh, like when you release an album, the hard thing is, you got to pick the singles at the beginning. And
Yeah.
when we wrote an album, like I approach each song to me is a single. Like each song means I feel like every
Yeah.
so it's so
Yeah.
impossible for me to like pick the song. So our label does it. Other people kind of have a say in that. So this song wasn't the first five singles. So of course, the first songs that get released kind of get pushed out more. So it's kind of hard to judge, because this song off the album doesn't have as many streams as like the other songs, for example. But
Hmm.
when we released the music video, it started going up
Yeah.
because put light on the song a little more.
Right.
So yeah, I just think these days you really have to um, push your content forward. It's not easy.
It's not. It's not. And that's why I love doing this podcast because I love bringing awareness to great music and great lyrics and stuff that'll motivate you and just remind you that you have that inner strength or to remind you you're not alone in any of this stuff. And I think the lyrics are the soul of the music. And I think we need to start paying more attention to that. Instead of just listening to a song for what it is, let's understand it a little bit more.
That's what I really love about this genre. I feel like
Yeah.
rock and heavier music. It's very driven by emotion. It's very authentic.
Yeah.
Like more popular music. I don't want to say it's just empty. I mean, there's a lot of great songs too, but I feel like the songs that are really getting pushed out to our youth, for example, because I used to teach music a lot.
Mm.
Especially before the pandemic, and the songs that the kids would just bring and their parents, it was just like, oh my god, I can't, you don't even know what it means, like it's just so bad. I always
So
wanted
bad.
yeah, uh, I love that heavier music that has substance gets,
Yeah.
these days it gets a lot of attention in a way, like it's doing good. It's some people keep saying, oh, rock is dead or this or that. Like, I don't
It's
know.
not.
It's not. sold out shows all over, like all the tours we've been on, the shows are always packed. So the music
Yeah, that's amazing.
people, and I think it's important to really be able to kind of express yourself through words and reach
Yeah.
people through words.
Yeah. Because whenever I've gone through a hard time, like music means everything to me. And so whenever I'm going through a hard time, I put songs on with lyrics that I can relate to. And to me, that's always just been the most important part. If I can't relate to the music, I kind of don't want to listen to it. But if I can find something in it that I can relate to, I'm all about it. Anyway, I am now all about this song. This was a good one. So this album just came out last year. You just put out an instrumental version of this song this year, this January. And you have a music video out and you have a tour coming up. So that's enough already, but what else does 2026 have in store for Edge of Paradise? What else is on the lineup here for things that you want to do this year?
Yeah, well, a little note about the instrumental version. The reason we put it out is we just added a keyboard player, Alex Nasla, to our lineup. Like I
Oh,
used to
cool.
do all the keyboards on the songs, but we never had anyone live. So he put a lot of, his own keyboard. So the instrumental version has a lot more. It's more like cinematic, more orchestral.
Mm.
Did all of that.
All right, as soon as we get off this, I'm gonna go check that one out. That's
It's
cool. Okay.
fun to listen to.
Yeah, I felt like that one was already cinematic enough. I definitely heard the synths and stuff in the back. It just made it feel so. I'm curious to the new
Yeah,
one.
well, without the vocals, there's more room because the
Sure,
challenge with the vocals is you always have to make sure there's not too much going on.
sure.
So yeah, but yeah, it's fun. So yeah, we're gonna go on tour in May with Alex, and then I'm putting out an audio book version of the graphic novel. So I'm
Oh,
trying
cool.
that. We have an US headlining tour. We're going out with the band Starkill. So that's going to be a really
Hmm.
fun time for us because in the past tours in the US, we've always been the opener um, or some sort of
Oh.
support. So it'll be really fun to, bring our whole show to the stage.
Yeah. Oh, okay. St. Louis. You got Lincoln, Nebraska, Denver, Salt Lake, Reno, Portland, Seattle, and then Canada, and then Albany.
Well, yeah, we're gonna book more shows, so that's kind of I know when we put it out, a lot of people are like, oh, you're not coming to the East Coast or New York.
Yeah.
So we're gonna,
Well, that was my first thought. I'm like, oh, cool. Where's the Brooklyn? Oh, there's no New York stuff on here.
yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause the last tours we did, they all started in New York. So
right. So I'm sure you have like a decent size like following out here. You got to start playing the New York shows more often.
yeah, definitely.
Cause
So
I gotta see you. I mean that's reason enough. Just kidding.
I would
That's
like
cool.
to.
Awesome. Well, if somebody wanted to follow up and make sure that they know about all the tour dates and music videos and music releases and everything else you got going on, where's the best place for that?
Well, our home page is edgeofparadiseband.com, where you can find everything from there. But all our social media pages we always update with the latest stuff we're doing and the tour dates. So yeah, if you just follow Edge of Paradise on platforms of your choice, on Spotify, also they show tour dates there on YouTube. And for our web store, it's edgeofparadisestore.com. Like I do a lot of artwork. Um,
Oh, cool. I gotta go check that out.
yeah.
I want an Edge of Paradise t-shirt so I can rock on the podcast too. I gotta go check that stuff out. Cool. Um, well, Margarita, thank you so much for doing this and sharing your lyrics. I think it's really important to put lyrics in the forefront sometimes. and really understand who's writing it and why they're writing it that way, and get to learn a little bit more about that person. Because music saves lives. It saved mine. And so that's I've dedicated my career to doing this, to putting it to the forefront and making lyrics really well known and the people who write it. And it's a really special thing in my opinion. It's a very, very special thing. But everybody go watch the music video and go stream Prophecy. Listen to the new instrumental version of this. It's way more cinematic, I hear, but I got to go check it out right after this. So, Hologram's out, The Unknown's out, Universe is out. Check out the tour dates, and if you're anywhere around those cities, make sure you stop by and check out my friends in Edge of Paradise. Margarita, thank you so much for coming on. I super appreciate it, and you guys rock. And hopefully, I'll see you in New York sometime.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Hope to see you soon.